Hey guys, and welcome to our new campaign, A Necromancer's Wish. After a roast dinner, setting up has been possibly the most traumatic thing we've done today, I think.
Welcome.
Oh,
My bad.
Who's that? Who's
Ed.
that?
It's Ed, don't worry.
Okay. How the bloody hell do I get through the studio? There it is. Now I can actually see what's going on. We're in cam, just about.
Ali looks so tiny.
I'm so small.
Yeah.
We're all good.
We can tuck in together a bit more, so that's all good.
Best friends. We're all good.
I feel like some
Thank
sort
you.
of evil
Sheet,
overlord.
dice, everything. Good.
Good.
So, today Alice is going to be taking us through her new campaign, A Necromancer's Wish. We've all rolled characters. Today we're doing it on paper, though we do also use Roll20. I'll tell you what, we'll go round and then I'll hand over to Alice. So, first and foremost, Alice, how are you?
I'm good. A little bit nervous because I've never DM'd on an actual stream with all you lovely people here before. But excited to see how it goes. So, are we talking about like where people come from, where they're on the internet and stuff?
Oh no,
like
we'll do that at the end.
afterwards?
Do that at the end,
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, I hope you guys like my very different style of DMing because Scrap's quite a difficult one to follow.
Not true.
So,
Not true
yeah.
at all. Alice can definitely hold her own. I've been in campaigns with Alice on IRL before, and it messes with my head.
Brutal.
So let's go round the table quite literally. We'll go in screen order, starting with Ambly.
Hello. I'm gonna play a knight called Ina Silver, half elf. Yeah.
Do you want to just say like a little bit like what she looks like, so appearance?
Yeah. She like I said, a knight. She is kind of tall and rough for humans, I guess. And she got long blonde hair with curls. I don't know. She's quite generic to be fair. It's usually her personality that stands out, and she likes to be seen and heard.
Awesome.
Okay.
Cool.
Coolio.
Switch to Ed, I suppose.
Yes.
Edmund.
Edmund. I play the cleric dragonborn Baratheon Erith.
Yeah, you've all given me wonderful names to
Yes.
try and pronounce, considering I'm dyslexic. Like,
Excuse me.
okay.
He's
Like
a
yours.
dragonborn, as I said. He's a black, but he's got some white and silver scales. He's technically a silver dragon, based on a silver dragon. So he got a magic mark on him that will glow up differently depending what spell he casts. He got sweeping horns, very sleek looking. I don't know how to describe him.
Yeah. I'm just going to say as well how much I'm loving how much the microphone is somehow missing that wire but still capturing all your face. The
Perfect.
webcam. It's amazing. It looks from where I'm sitting, I'm like, why is it interfering?
Yeah.
Why is it interfering? But
Yeah.
on screen,
No,
we've
it's
just about got away with it. Maybe we
Perfect.
could just go up
Perfect
a little
frame.
way.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
More.
Get that hairline.
And then you can just about see the mic. There you go,
There you go.
guys. There, it's like a
Is
portrait.
that everyone?
So I'll do me. Hopefully you guys know me by now. I will be playing Aelar Galanodel, who is a 322-year-old elven thief from a guild of thieves, and today we'll be playing his origin story, and we'll get a lot more info on that.
Me! Hello everybody! Hope you guys are having a great night. I'm Ali, so I'm with all these lovely people. I am also in Dead Mountain. But today I am playing someone known as Charisse Pevensey. Now Charisse is a little different because she is a human, but I don't really have any physical features because she's dead. So she is an undead sorcerer. I was about to say necromancer. She's not a necromancer. She's an undead sorcerer, and I'll get more into sort of how she's become that sort of person. I'm sure we'll go through that as we go. She's a little bit quirky, and she's for the past sort of 100+ years, she's just sort of been wandering the land, just sort of trying to keep her head down because the world isn't so happy with magic. So keeping a head down, trying to stay safe, and and then we'll see how it goes. So that's her.
And I think most of us today are also breaking in new dice, which is...
Yes, we bought
And
dice
borrowing.
today.
I ordered some online though today. My first set.
I bought 10 dice, 9 of which were d6, so the next time I play a dragon, I'm set for fire breath.
We're all good.
Oh yeah, I wonder who is going to use those on.
Yeah, I can't think of any campaigns. Anyway, let's hand over to Alice in Alice's campaign.
Okay, this isn't nerve-wracking at all. Right, okay, so we're going to start with origin stories, and we're going to start off with your origin story, Adam.
Hello.
Okay, first of all, a bit about the world. The world we are in is my own homebrew. It's the world of Azara. So, it's a bit of a broken world. There was a magic war about 300 or so years ago, and it's still recovering. It's a bit, there's certain places people don't go because magic can still affect it and cause problems and things like that. However, we are going to start with Adam's character. Okay. And you are, can you describe what your character looks like a little bit?
Yeah, sure. What age are we going for?
At the moment, you're, I'll describe from when you're a very, very young, teeny tiny little elf. This will be because of your age, when you were toddler age, whatever that is for an elf.
Okay, yeah. I think
it is during the wars.
Yeah, I think they grow at the same rate as humans, they just live a lot longer, so
Yes.
he probably is about 2 or 3 years old then.
Okay, right. So, at the beginning, you're a tiny little elf. The magic wars, you're not very aware because of how young you are, and it is raging around you. You have been evacuated. You are an evacuee, and you have effectively been left on the doorstep of an orphanage, local hospital type place, and you're shown to a room full of other beds and other children that have been left by their parents who have to fight in the Mage War, and basically to escape the destruction that is going on around you. We're actually going to meet you properly on the streets around sort of age 10. You've had enough of the orphanage, and you're just out and about, basically.
Okay, so Aelar, as a child, would be quite a dark-skinned elf. Sort of not a harsh dark, more of a sort of like caramelly, soft sort of colour, with ash blonde hair. He's probably, there's no probably about it, he's grubby. He's dirty looking. He's got he's got smears on his face. Possibly some food around there as well. Where when he has found things, he's just sort of scoffed it without really worrying about how it affects him. And he'd be wearing, I suppose, whatever he could find or steal. So ragtag, whatever.
Okay, right. You have wandered into the business district, basically. You're surrounded by taverns and shops of fairly wealthy people. It's buzzing. There are crowds, and basically there's a few street urchins around you. You see they normally get shunned to get away. You're making a place look scruffy, kind of thing. So what are you looking at? What are you doing around?
Okay, so if I see that the scruffy street urchins are being shunned and pushed away in this district, I'm probably going to look for something that I can clean myself up a little bit with, like a fountain or something, and just try and make myself look a little bit more respectable.
Okay, so by a nearby tavern, you see a barrel, basically, which has water in it. It's been dripping out of
Perfect.
Yeah,
so I'll get under that. I'll get my hands in and give them a good wipe. I'll just give my face a bit of a wipe over. Maybe try and slick my hair.
Yeah.
My ash blonde
so you're
hair.
sort of you're really starting to tidy yourself up a bit.
Yeah.
Feel a bit better.
And then if I can see like a throw around or anything that I could just to hide my grubby clothes, I'd probably.
I wouldn't say there's a throw just around. There are stalls with...
Is there maybe a stable around, like some horses? I could go and steal a horse blanket.
You could.
Yeah, I'd probably do that. I'd know that the horses would have things like that,
Yeah, so
and I'd go and try and steal a blanket just to cover myself.
You swipe it quite easily because it's, again, such a busy place. You don't tend to... You don't draw much attention
Okay.
to yourself because everyone at the moment... You hear voices yelling from stall to stall, like, come buy my wares and finest crafts from, this end, people were just yelling, trying to sell their things. You see very wealthy businessmen walking around.
What sort of things are on sale?
Oh, you've got fine materials. So you've got blankets, covers made of silk and satin. They've obviously come in from the port. You've got some weapons. They're not necessarily functional. They're more pretty. They're for display. In fact, you see a very tall gentleman, a very good-looking gentleman. He is an elf, like you, and he is dressed fairly well. Nothing like garish, no bright colours or anything, but he looks like he has money. He's very smart, and you can see on his belt. He's just left the stall. He's got a large pouch of coin, and he's got a beautiful dagger. So it's like gold hilt, and it's got jewels inset. So it's the sort of people,
Okay, and how is the dagger secured to him?
It's sort of tied round his belt, so the scabbard it's in has got some leather tied around it, and that in turn is tied to him.
Okay, and it's just at his waist, or in his?
Yeah, it's just at his waist.
leg?
He has got a
His
coat.
waist.
He has got a coat. So.
Oh, so I sort of see it under the flap of a coat.
You literally, as he walks, you see his coat move, and you see, yeah.
Okay. I would like to walk towards him, doing my very best to be like a rich person's child sent into the market. I'd like to bump into him, and when I bump into him, I'd like to try and take the dagger from him.
Okay, so you bump into him, and he's like, "Oh, sorry." He seems quite friendly, and he's just like, "Oh, I didn't see you there. My absolute apologies."
No. That's all me. I was looking around at all these wonderful sights.
Wonderful sights. Where are your parents?
Oh, my mother sent me to the market to look for some silks for her.
Some silks. Would she not prefer to come choose those herself?
No, apparently I am the best at choosing silks.
What's your favourite?
The purple ones from across the seas.
Really? And what's your favourite to buy?
Whichever ones feel the softest, of course. That's why mother sends me.
Okay. And at that point you try and...
I would have literally tried to grab it as I bump into him.
Okay.
So I can do a sleight of hand if you like to try and take it and put it behind my back.
Sleight of hand, please.
First roll of the campaign. Ooh.
Oh my.
That is a 14.
Okay. As you slip your hand to his belt and you grab the dagger, and you sort of, as you turn to go away, he grabs your wrist and he says, "I think you'll find that's mine."
Okay. So Aelar is going to enter panic mode because he knows what happens to thieves. He will. So
he's got a firm grip. So he's like.
Has he grabbed the hand holding the dagger?
Yes. So you've gone and grabbed with your hand like this, and he's gone. That's mine.
In that case, I'll be holding the dagger upwards, wouldn't I? Because I've just taken it from him.
Roll initiative.
Do you sort of is it like a shock you're in? Are you in like a blank?
No, he's going to be fight and flight. So I imagine what he would do is if he's yes, private they will. If he's holding on to my wrist like this, I imagine what he's going to pretty much try and do is use his grip to lift himself up, kick him with both feet as hard as he can, and use that to spring into a run. Athletics?
Yes.
Why
Get him.
did I do this to myself?
Why
Why
did you do that?
Why
to
didn't I
yourself?
try and just dissect my way out of this?
Decept.
That'll be a 10.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's a try, isn't it?
Okay, so as you,
That dice is gone.
That dice is gone.
Bad dice.
lifts you up. You suddenly realise this tall, lean man is actually very strong. He's got lean muscle, and he pulls you up. As you try to lift your legs up and kick you up, he literally swings you and turns you round, locking his arm around your arms and chest, closing you down, and holding your legs still, no matter how much. He keeps a very quiet voice. He's like, there's no need to fight me with this. And as this happens, because obviously it's a bit of a commotion in the middle, 2 guards come running over.
You don't know.
Okay, I cry out. Do I see the guards?
Yeah, you do see the 2 guards.
So as I see the guards, I'm going to cry out loudly, "I'm sorry, Father, I won't do it again."
Oh, I love that. I know how your brain works. He says this, and the guards
Do you
go,
want me to roll deception
what's...
on that?
No.
No.
The guards yell, whoa, what's happening here? We don't want no trouble. It's market day. We've got enough trouble as it is. And
Please, Father, don't beat me, please.
the elf turns to the guards and goes, "I'm so sorry. I discipline my son when I can see him doing wrong. We will leave this place and cause you no more trouble. I will thank you for showing concern. It's people like you that make this town go around." And he slips them 2 gold each. And with a firm grip, he drags you to the nearby tavern.
And Private Keyboard has just redeemed a disadvantage to the player. which
Love
would
you,
be
Private.
Me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Private.
You're getting it now, Adam.
Yeah, welcome.
Oh, squirm.
This is why he's going first.
So he takes you into a tavern. He takes you into a corner of the room near the fire, and he plonks you down right in the corner and sits across from you, sort of trapping you in the corner. And he holds up his hand to call over a waitress, and the barmaid comes bustling over like, "Hello." She's a sweet girl. She's really young, and he says, "We'd like 2 of your meals of the day, please, and an ale for both of us."
Okay, so up until this point, Aelar was literally looking at the windows like, I think I could break through that. As soon as he says meal of the day, he just becomes like a vision of like a well-behaved child. He literally just like
I will not do anything.
You sit in silence for quite a bit. It's quite awkward. He literally stares you out the entire time to make you feel as uncomfortable as possible. Closer up you can see that he is a very handsome man. He's got dark brown hair. He's quite suave looking, dressed very well. And as the barmaid comes over and just drops plates in front of you and the beers and turns off and goes again. And he looks at you, picking up his own knife and fork, and he's like, "Well, eat it then."
As he is saying, "Well, eat it then," like, Aelar's already grabbed the fork and he's not really using it. He's never been taught how to use a knife and fork properly, so he's literally got the fork. I'm gonna go biffing. He's got a fork and he's just literally like using it almost like a shovel, so he's got his face right down to the plate and he's just going
He looks at you in quite a lot of horror. And he's just like, "Well, that's one of the first things we're going to have to improve, isn't it?"
And when he says that, Aelar's brain does a little bit of mental gymnastics. At first he's in shock because this guy's trying to hold him, but then he's like, and he says, "You mean you're going to feed me regularly?"
Well, so you're going to be pretty useless to me if you're a starving wretch on the street. Farah.
Okay.
My name is Farah. And he holds out his hand, like, for it to shake.
My name...
We'll spit it out.
It's Aelar. Aelar.
It's nice to meet you, Aelar. And how did you come to be living like... And he sort of gestures to all of you, like this.
Like all the others?
But you're not like all the others, are you? You're quick with your tongue, you're quick on your feet. I've seen you move about the square before. Even if it's little things like I'm very uncouth, dunking your head in a barrel and stealing from horses in stables. It's not. I wouldn't do that myself. But
sorry, mate. No, can't prove nothing. Weren't me.
And that's what I like. And he just continues to eat, sipping his beer, and he sort of nods to you to do the same.
Oh, and he'll probably never have drunk beer before, but he also won't know what it is. So to him, he's just like, brilliant, I get to drink as well. And he's just going to grab it with 2 hands, and like a kid drinking juice, he's just going to be like, blah, 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 blah.
And Farah reaches out and puts his hand on the top of the flask, like, and we'll just slow that down. Just a little bit.
All right.
He leans forward and he says, I have a proposition for you. A business proposition.
Well, what kind of position is that?
Position is something that is going to make your life 10 times better. You live on the street,
so does
am I
pro
right?
mean good then?
Oh, what, sorry?
Does pro mean good then? Because if a position is a thing, like of how you are, and then a proposition, pro, must mean good if you're like offering me...
Do you know what? For you, yes, that is exactly what it means. And he sort of thinks like that's another thing we're going to have to improve.
And literally, like, if there's like a potato or a carrot or something on his plate that's not too wet, he's just going to grab it up and just be like, yeah, it sounds good.
I like finding people like you. You're quick-witted, you're fast, and you have a sharp tongue. If I was a normal person, I believe you would have taken that dagger of mine quite swiftly. Would you...
I didn't try and take any dagger. What are you talking about?
Would you like to learn anything? He completely ignores you. He doesn't give a shit. He's like, would you like to learn to do that 10 times better without being caught, being fed every night, and having a soft bed to sleep in?
So, literally, just to give them a bit of insight here before I say it, Aelar is thinking, suddenly it's all like, it's like a penny's drop for him, and he's like, hang on a minute, this guy's being far too nice. And he's like, don't know what you mean, didn't try and do nothing, no, wanna learn how to steal from people, and he's gonna like start to like...
And Farah literally sits him down and says, you can go back to life on the streets, and no matter what you say, people will think you crazy and you'll turn into a crazy old man that lives on the streets for the rest of his days. Or you can come and have a purpose in life. Is that an Oreo?
Well,
What that was.
alright then, I suppose I'll go with it.
Okay. And he says, I want to explain a bit about the organisation, the community I am part of.
Oh, it's alright, don't have to. I know, the docks are over here, and that's where you can steal things like clothes, and the food market's over there. I know all about that stuff.
What do you normally steal?
Food?
Or acquire without permission?
And then again he's gonna like nothing, but I understand the carrot bloke don't look too close at his stuff, and there's things, you know, chips and stuff.
Rather than stealing carrots, would you rather gold and jewels, and from the people who ruin the poorer of the community, and would you rather pay them back and gain the wealth for yourself? We never rob from those who have little.
Well, I suppose in a way that makes sense, because like if you were to try and rob me, you'd literally get this horse blanket, what I got not half an hour ago, and
So this,
well, that's about it.
This to you sounds better than stealing carrots on a regular basis?
Well, I guess so.
We have 2 conditions upon joining the Magpies,
Ooh.
which is the association I belong to.
You still
We
shiny
only-
things? Is that the first condition? Do you still shiny things? Because if so,
Listen.
brilliant name. Sorry.
We only steal from those who have too much, and we do not, under any circumstances, kill. We take no lives. We take gold, we take wealth, we do not take lives. That is invaluable.
Take gold, take wealth. I suppose you don't need to steal food when you got that, do you? But don't take lives. Got it. Let's get started. I'll go and steal something now. What do you want me to steal? I'll do it.
Calm down.
Sorry.
Finish your meal.
Oh, okay.
And as you do this, you sort of learn a bit. You become quite friendly with each other. You get on. It's almost like an older brother, teacher type figure. He takes you off to a location that you've never seen before, and there is a group of people. There are a group of high up elves. It seems to be all elves that run this. There are no humans, there are no dwarves, there is no other race here.
Okay.
They are all known collectively as the Magpies, and there are children the same age as you who they train to fight. They train, but only in defense. So, and they show you techniques. They teach you how to be fluid in your words and clever. They don't want any sort of fighting at all. If they can avoid it, they can talk their way out of it. That is the way to go. And as you reach adulthood and you've passed your training, you are given a tattoo or a brand, and it is there behind your neck at the top of your back, and it is a circle of 4 magpies. And you are at this age, you are getting ready to do your first mission. So Farah approaches you. Now you're a
So how many
young
years
man.
of training have I had? Like,
You've had about 10 to 15, depending on how good you are.
yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
So you are a young adult now. Well, no, you're probably like what we would like 30 or something like that.
They're growing up so fast.
Good afternoon, Farah.
It's like-
Time for a new mission, is it? Shall I go and get my special leather armor?
If your special leather armor, again, I don't know what your fascination is with this, but if you wish, you wish. He has another elf stood next to him, and this elf you recognise. He's been in the same training as you. He's a couple of years above you. He's done missions before. He, again, very smartly dressed, very suave. But he's not as welcoming and warm as Farah. You've been used to a smiley Farah who is charming. This guy is sort of... he goes for like the dark, mysterious kind of look. And Farah introduced you to him. This is Marin. He will be accompanying you on your first mission.
And so, like, he'll offer a hand to Marin and be like, Marin, how are you?
And Marin just like looks at it and just sort of
He'll just,
doesn't-
like, punch him in the chest, like, ah,
And he's like-
quiet type. Well, I'm sure we'll get on famously once we've got to know each other.
Right, okay, do I really have to do this? Like, he says to Farah, he's like, I am used to working with a bit of a higher level than this guy. Like, he's a bit... And Farah just sort of ignores him as if it's like, you know, his normal thing to do. You're sat down by Farah and some of the other magpies, and they explain to you that leaving the city tonight is a carriage that carries the mayor's daughter. They're travelling at night to avoid attention on the roads. there will be 5 guards accompanying her, and her dowry, of which she will be going off to her new husband. Around her neck she wears a jewel that is worth probably more than the city itself. It is a prize, and Farah stresses
More
to
than
you.
the city itself.
Yes. And Farah stresses no deaths. It must be done swiftly and as quickly as possible. Under no circumstances are your faces to be seen. In and out. When you come back here, great rewards. So we find you again, and it's nighttime. You're on the back road on the way out to the city.
And so I would have swapped my leather armor. Like normally I wear leather armor with a hood. This time I would have gone for my leather armor with the hood and face mask.
Okay. Fabulous. So
Can't see him.
basically at the moment you're sort of crouching along the back path leaving the city. There are bushes and trees and things like that. Marin is crouched low by, listening and looking for what's going on.
We're on a mission. So despite being overbearing, Aelar will not be... Aelar won't be making a lot of noise. He's going to be also being quite alert. He's been pretty well trained over the last 15 years, and he's going to be like, you know, checking things out. He's going to try and spot anything before Marin does, because he's here to prove himself.
Super hot.
Yeah.
Okay. Marin says to you, is like, you do what I say, we can get in, we can get out, and we'll be done. I don't care, I just want this over and done with.
Marin, that is entirely fair enough. You do not need to worry about me. Just keep
I don't
your nose
want
clean.
your syrupy talk on me. Save it for the rest of the people, okay?
You got it, buddy. You got it. If anything,
Right.
it gets syrupier.
You follow my lead. The plan I've come up with is we're going to jump the carriage. You're going to run straight to the horses and let them loose, so that the carriage cannot then pull away. And I'm going to take on each of the guards, and you go nowhere near the jewel. That's mine.
You're going to engage the guards. Why
Yes.
don't we just create a diversion and sneak it away behind them?
Because I'm in charge, and that's how I do it.
You're the boss. I'm sure you've got this under control.
And he just sort of like, oh, for...
I'm sure none of my ideas could ever be any
And then he
use to
goes,
you.
shut up! I can hear it coming. And then you hear the trundle of carriage wheels coming down the path.
And even though he's just said that it's coming, I'll be like, shh, it's coming.
He literally slaps you. Like, get off me. Like, he's not,
I think
he's
just,
not having it.
just for sort of like logic's sake, which side of the face?
The pretty side.
Which is your prettiest side?
I don't know. I feel naturally inclined to turn this way, actually. So I suppose this side.
Bam! Backhand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, testy.
Marin looks quite nervous for some reason. Despite all of the bravado, he is quite... he seems to be shaking a little bit. He's like, we need to get this right, okay? When I say go, you go.
Marin.
Okay, and he
Calm
goes,
down.
now! And he jumps up and he runs. Like,
The
a bit
cart's
of a
miles
crazy...
away.
Well, no, as it pulls up, he runs straight for the first guard, and he draws his blade and he slices across the guard's thigh, making the guard yell out and run. And he's yelling at you, going, the horses, get to the horses.
Okay, so straight away, he is shit at this, but he's going to try and flip up onto the horses, literally spring off the ground, flip up onto the horses, and try and sever the reins using
Okay.
his own blade.
First of all, roll athletics.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Oh, acrobatics, sorry, yeah.
4.
You basically just run into the horse.
Excellent. I run into the horse.
Right.
And
I was like, what are you doing, you idiot? Hurry up! And at this point, because of that, he is grappled from behind by one of the other guards. And he is fighting, and he swings around and he stabs one of the guards, who falls to the ground and is bleeding out.
Okay, so Aelar's going to wince like I just did, but also, okay, that's a thing that's happened. I'm going to mount this horse, slash the reins, and then if there's another horse, do the same to that.
Okay. You're gonna try and get on the horse again.
This time I'm just going to mount it normally. I'm not going to try and do any
Okay,
of that
so
flip
you
bullshit.
get on the horse. You can see Marin fighting. He has been he's had his arm slashed during the thing, and his
Hang on. Where are all the guards?
The guards are, well, you can see 4 that have run towards Marin.
Is there a driver on the carriage?
Yes.
Aelar's going to improvise.
Ooh,
Okay.
get him.
I'm going to leap onto the cart, kick the driver off.
You're going to kick him off. Okay, I want you to roll acrobatics, and then strength.
Oh,
You can do it, Adam.
That's a 7. And another dice down.
that's not like a crack of glass, by the way. He's got a very large ceramic bowl. He's just throwing his dice in that don't work.
And then the athletics check, I suppose, is just strength or just regular strength?
Just regular strength.
Shit.
Oh,
5.
oh
Okay, so you literally...
I really have.
You do climb up,
One
you're
time,
already on the
All been
horse,
tested.
but you sort of trip and stumble, and as you try and kick this guy off the carriage, he grabs your leg and literally flips you over the other side, so you crash into the ground. At this point, you're hearing the woman who's in the carriage screaming, like yelling for help, and Marin is yelling to you. He is in trouble.
Okay,
There are 4 on him.
abort mission. He's gonna dive off the carriage. Fuck it, it's gone. He's gonna run back and try and help Marin.
Okay, he runs to help Marin. Marin is being held by 2 guards.
oh.
Where are the
And
other 2?
The other 2 they've heard the commotion, and they've come around the carriage one side as you've gone back
So I've
around
avoided
the
them.
other.
Okay.
One of them has gone to the carriage to get the lady out.
Okay.
basically.
But they're still moving.
No, hang on, what, the guards or the...
The carriage.
No, the carriage has stopped. Everything has gone.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, oh fuck, he's just gonna. Can he be seen at the moment?
Who, Aelar?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
The 2 guards can see him.
You've just been thrown by a leg off of a carriage. You are well seen.
Go get him.
Bollocks. Okay.
Your hood has also fallen down.
Pick it up. Get it on.
Marin has had his hood pulled down, and he is being forced down onto his knees.
Marin would never give away the magpies because that's something you don't do. I'm gonna try and help him out though. I would like to try and dive into the forest, but use my short bow to fire at the 2 guards. But these aren't going to be like regular arrows. These are going to be like a thieves' blunt arrows. You know, the sort of arrows that are designed not to hurt people.
Yeah.
Like just to
Suckered.
not suckered, but like almost like instead of an arrow head, a point on the end, they've just got like a stone. So it will just.
Okay.
That made a much louder sound than I thought.
It's hollow.
Okay. So you do that. You run into the forest. You hear Marin calling out to you, like, "What are you doing? Where are you going? Help me!" Like, and is there a particular one?
Anyone, if it looks like Marin can overpower one of them, I'm going to hit the other.
He's been forced to his knees.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
arms are pulled back.
But that's what I mean. Are the 2 guards doing exactly the same thing, or is one more controlling him?
No, they are both.
Shit.
And
Okay.
there's a 3rd guard approaching him.
Okay. Oh fuck. In that case, how? I mean, I know I don't have.
Getting closer.
Hang on. What he's going to do is he is going to look around and see if there is anywhere that he could change into some other clothes, perhaps a guardhouse nearby where there might be some spare guards' clothes.
You are on the road out of the city. You are literally just surrounded by trees. As you have been thinking about this, the 3rd guard walks over to Marin and slices his throat and basically lets him pour out on the floor and just lets him fall forward.
I'm not about this life.
He grabs Marin and he pulls down the back of his coat and says, "As I suspected, It's a magpie.
Oh.
Fuck. Shit.
Find the other one, and then they literally three of the guards run into the forest after you. The man who's in the head of the carriage and one of the other the spare guards, they tear off in the carriage into the distance to get the mayor's daughter away.
Should have made off with that carriage.
He's gonna die to it.
Okay, so Aelar is he's booking it. He's not
running.
about this life. Catch you later. He's not dying.
You are tearing through the woods. Where you going?
Away.
Away.
He is not thinking. He's running.
Just running. Okay, these guards, they're a bit more clumsy. They're not as agile as you, so that they're in not heavy armor, but in pretty standard armor. They cannot keep up a pace.
Excellent.
Yes.
And if I get a chance, if I notice that they're lagging behind, I'm going to try and fire arrows at them to slow them down even more.
Okay.
Like, just turn.
One of them.
Can we make any attack rolls for this or?
Not at the moment. You hear them shouting, going, "This way! He went this way!" Or "No, he went." You know, they're a bit confused. You run into just some more trees. The trees are quite far apart.
Yep.
Very, very tall, quite far apart. As you go, you bump into someone. And there's a guard right in front of you who had sort of panics, and he draws his sword at you.
Okay, so as I'm close to him, right? I've just bumped into
You're
him.
literally this close apart.
Brilliant.
From now
So
he's
as
made
he goes to
sword
draw his
useless.
sword, I'm just going to push it back into its scabbard. Like, nope.
He pushes your arm away
No.
and pulls out his sword, and he's state your name.
And he'll say,
Adam.
do I know any officials in the city? Do I know any officials?
You know nothing but the life of the magpie.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, as the magpies, we would know wealthy people to steal from, and we might know names,
You
legends, that sort of
know
thing.
Dunnan, who is the mayor, who
Surname?
is the daughter. He's mainly just goes by Mayor Dunnan.
Okay, someone.
Don't worry about
What I'm
it.
looking for, I'm trying to rack my mind for someone who is like a lord, not too important, but reasonably important, that I could
You
pretend
can
to be
have,
his son.
a head of a merchant's guild. He's
Yeah.
Arik.
Surname Arik.
Arik, yeah.
My name is Jonathan Arik, and I'm out here looking for truffles.
Arik, you say?
Yes, Arik. You should know my name.
Whoa.
I am ready to roll a
He's
deception.
ready to
Why-
roll.
Like,
He's got
okay,
it.
so roll. What's it called? Persuasion.
Not deception?
Hang on.
Deception.
No deception.
Deception.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sorry, deception.
Oh,
19.
Yes.
Oh.
Finally, good roll.
And he puts his
It's close to
sword
one, though.
away, and he's like, "Oh, like." He believes you, but he's like, "What? Why truffles? This, that?" And then
Haven't
suddenly,
you heard the commotion over on the road? Get over there, man!
right? Like he suddenly just sort of goes, "Are you out to see a lady friend?"
And
Like-
he will set his face stony cold, and he'll be like, "That is none of your affair. There is a commotion on the road, and you are a guard. You're supposed to be keeping people like myself safe."
Yeah. No, that's what. And he draws his sword again, and he goes to head off. He almost goes to sprint, and then he goes,
He's
"But
gone.
you're."
As soon as he's turned.
No.
oh,
He goes, "But you're an elf."
As soon as he's turned
No.
away.
no.
No, but as soon as he's turned away, I've got Mask of the Wild, so even if there's just like a little shrub nearby,
You put
I'm behind
So you effectively have just become a tree.
it. Yes.
In this forest.
Out the tree.
And he looks around confused, but hears the shouting, is
I am
like,
the second tree.
dismisses it and thinks, "Do you know what? I don't need this shit on a night shift." And he runs off towards the shouting. And you head back, I'm assuming, to.
I'm gonna head back to the Magpies. Probably.
Oh,
Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna head back straight away. I'm gonna go somewhere quiet, preferably somewhere like a pool or a lake or somewhere, to just try and get this story straight in my own head before I go back and reveal how
Okay.
badly this job went.
Well, there is a lake nearby, but it's more like a fishing spot. There's not really anyone around. There's a jetty.
I'll be sitting on the jetty throwing stones into the lake, and with every stone I'll be saying like, ashes, blood, oh, stones, what am I going to say?
Okay. So are you gonna...
After a few hours, I will head back to the Magpies. I'll probably, if I can, change into civvy's clothes, just hide my ears and just go.
You're used to doing things like this, so it's as you arrive at the Magpies, Farah is there waiting for you, and he says, "Marin's dead." Why is Marin dead? Answer me.
The mission went badly.
Oh no, no shit. The mission went badly. He's dead. He's one of our best men.
One of your best. That's not what I saw tonight.
Don't argue with me, Aelar. Now, just go to bed, and we're gonna have to talk about this tomorrow. Go to bed. I'm trying to smooth it out with the elders right now.
And Aelar will go to bed.
Okay,
but he's not going to sleep. He's just going to sit there fucking seething. One of the best, that prick.
Oh, hell! Over the next couple of days, you do have to meet with the head of the Magpies, and it doesn't go down well. They do, however, like, Farah has obviously spoken to them and said about how reckless Marin is and stuff like that. So you are not allowed out on another mission until you retrain completely.
You've done it now, son.
The thing is, Aelar probably would have seen this coming because he's been in the guild for 20 years now.
He knows what's going on.
I wouldn't be surprised if he trained amongst someone who had done a similar thing.
You will have trained with a couple of people that have done, like you said, a similar thing. Farah monitors your progress. He's got almost like attached to you, almost as if you're like his own
Do you know
son.
what? Over the next 10-15 years of training, Aelar is going to have this almost like a burning symbol on him, which is blaring with the fact that this guy was supposedly their fucking best, and he's going to be acing every fucking test.
Yeah, and he does. You improve your fighting skills to an nth degree. You are fast, you are quick, it's more you work on how you hold yourself and your words, so you become like a silver tongue, basically.
Don't trust him.
So yeah, after this point you are called back to be given another mission, basically. You are told that this is your one chance to redeem, basically to get back in the good books with everyone, because what Farah and the others have found frustrating is that your promise is amazing, but this last mission has basically screwed it up for you. You are going on this mission alone because they feel you work better on your own. You have been told that closer down to the docks there is a warehouse. You are to go in there and basically look at what the cargo is, because the man in charge of this cargo, who was just selling trinkets more than anything, has suddenly risen from standard trader to a very, very wealthy businessman. And they want to know why. They want to know what is it he's got. Is it worth something to them? It's mainly a scout out, so go and see what it is. If you can steal anything to come back as evidence, brilliant.
Yeah, and I'll be all over that. Sorry, just forwarded. Has anyone got an eraser?
There's one here.
Yeah, there's one over there as well. Okay, we're good.
Thank you. Just making my character sheet match the Roll20 because I made the character sheet long before the Roll20 existed.
You've basically been told he's transporting very important, very precious cargo because he likes to guard the area far more heavily than normal cargo, basically. So yeah, whenever you're ready, you head down to the...
Yeah, and he'll be so fucking keen. He's going to be down there like a shot, you know. He's going to be like, as soon as they're like, yes, you can go, he's gone. He's going to be checking that shit out. Okay, so you come up to the docks, you can see... it's like a normal working area, so it's fairly industrial. There's a lot of fishing equipment because you're near the docks, so there's lots of nets. And yeah, there's like some boats pulled up, but they're little fishing boats, nothing too big. You see the warehouse. There are steps leading down to a small courtyard.
and the door to the warehouse is just round the corner from there.
Okay, so what I'll probably do is before I go up to the warehouse, I'm going to be using all of my training, and I know that before you do anything, you scope out the surrounding environment. So I'm going to be walking around the docks, I'm going to be checking out all these things. I'm going to be doing this in plain clothes, so I'm not suspicious. If I can, I'll be wearing the clothes of either a merchant or an official, so that I can inspect things. I'm definitely going to be carrying a clipboard with a bit of paper and a pencil, and I'm going to be making random marks, because no one questions a man with a clipboard.
Nope.
Well, a couple of people walk past you and they sort of like nod to you, like, you know, good evening, or you see a very, very drunken, I guess like a fisherman or something, and he's got a woman on each arm, and they're basically holding him up.
And I will,
He's all over
even
the place.
no matter my own personal feelings on this, I'm going to be like, disgusting, and I'm going to make a note.
Like that, and the women just sort of, you know, like laugh it off, and then keep dragging him effectively because of how drunk this man is, and they're basically heading to the next tavern that's around the corner.
Yep.
They're probably going to steal his money.
Yeah.
I'm right.
You
And
get
I'll be
that
just
sort
tutting
of
away.
vibe off of them. But yeah, it's not a busy area because people at this time are heading into the taverns and other places like that. So yeah.
Yep. Once he's checked everything out, he's specifically going to be looking for like the locations of guards, patrols, anything like that near the warehouse. People who look suspicious.
Okay, well there don't seem to be lots of guards. The ones that are there, like there's two by the main door, but they're pretty lax. Like they're pretty chilled out. They're more sort of slumped up against the wall, chatting, not really doing much because it's cargo at the end of the day. You know,
Yep.
It's not like you're protecting a bank or something like that. God, my cheeks.
Nevertheless, Aelar is going to be treating this like it is a bank. Okay, so Aelar's going to be treating this like it is a bank, and he's going to be literally planning his way in, his way out, and his like escape route if things go wrong. He's going to be doing this 100% by the book.
Okay. Well,
And
it seems pretty straightforward. Like, there's a door. Well, there's steps that lead down to the courtyard. In front of you is the warehouse, and there's a door. There are two guards. One of them's had a drink. The other, but like they're chatty. They're not really. They look like they don't really want to be there.
Of course, he does.
You can see a pathway that leads round across the water, which looks like it has a back door sort of thing as well. But it's there's a guard there, but again, it's more patrolling. It's like I said, it's quite.
So he's around the back. There's a guard.
Yeah,
around the back.
there's a guard around the back. But he's again quite relaxed.
I want to have a look anyway, so I'm going to go all the way in to walk up to the guard and be like, sorry, can you give me directions to the sunken sailor? And while I'm doing that,
yeah.
I'm going to be looking around, just naturally, inquisitively, around the back area.
Okay. He's like, well, mate, you're in the wrong place. You've got to be back by the blacksmith's district. Like, that's...
Oh, the blacksmith's district. I could have
Yeah,
sworn...
this is like the complete wrong end. You're supposed to be the other way.
Oh,
You're not supposed to be here. You're not allowed here.
allowed here? What,
Yeah,
this
no,
entire
this-
area?
Well, no, but I'm supposed to be like, well, I'd much rather be in the sunken sailor myself, if I'm quite honest with you. But yeah, don't. You know how it is. It's like the end of the week, and
And
to be honest,
what happens on a Friday, for Christ's sake?
exactly.
You know, on
See
Friday
what I mean? The other
afternoon.
two are right boring lot. They never like doing that sort of
Do you know what? I would love to cover for you, but like I say, I've got to meet a friend.
You can't cover for me, mate. I'll lose my job.
On a Friday.
Yeah, on a Friday. That's why I'm here.
And he's like, and he's just like.
For example, there's people like you wandering around my area.
Can I roll anything to like make him like the way I've been talking? Maybe just calm him down a little bit. Maybe a persuasion.
Yeah,
roll?
do a persuasion or something like that.
Ooh.
Bollocks.
But it didn't fall off the table.
We
That's a
haven't hit
13. That's
watershed.
a 13.
13. Yeah, he's pretty. He's like, oh, right. He's just a bit grouchy,
Yeah,
basically. He doesn't want to be here. He wants to be at the pub. Yeah, typical English.
Can I use my insight to gauge how easy it would be to convince him to go to the pub? Can I?
Well, I can probably just tell you, he's not necessarily going to want to go to the pub as such. Like, it's not going to be. He's going to. I don't know. It's You're not just going to be able to go to. Like, if you say I'll take your place, that's a big no-no.
Okay. Okay.
Because he's going to be like, well, who are you, sort of thing.
Yeah, but like even like just like he was trying the way when he was offering, he was trying to put him at ease because I can't cover for you. But anyway, he's going to be like, all right, mate. Well, you have a good afternoon. Sorry. Well, my friend, you have a good afternoon, and I'll see you around. Maybe I'll see you in the Sunken Sailor later on.
You know what? Yeah, no, maybe I'll take you up on that. We're going to have a pint or something.
Okay, and I'm going to leave that area. I'm immediately going to look for some of the courtesans that are escorting that sailor around. Not necessarily the same ones.
They are down by the docks. Like they are hanging around.
I
Like...
assume I have some gold.
Yeah, no, you've got like 20 gold or so. You always leave on one of these things with enough money. The magpies fund you basically.
So I'm going to go up to one of these women, and I'm going to hold her hand, put 5 gold pieces in it, and I'm.
She looks at you like wide-eyed, like.
And I say, I want that soldier behind that warehouse to leave this area for the next 3 to 4 hours. Can you do this for me?
For 5 gold, I can. Like, and she's like, yeah, like, and hitches up her skirts and like runs.
And he's going to do that classic, like, just wait.
You wait about 10, 15 minutes, and you see him arm in arm with this lady wandering off towards the Sunken Sailor. And she sort of gives you a cheeky wink when she looks back.
Oh no, he won't see me on his way through.
No, he doesn't see you at all.
I was going to say, like, I don't want him to be even slightly suspect.
She knows where you are, and she wanders off and gives you a cheeky wink and keeps going.
Excellent. So then, once he's out of the way, I'm going to sneak around the back of the warehouse and just sort of like gently open the door a little bit and just have a little look through and just see what I can see through a small crack.
Yeah, it's pretty empty, to be honest. So as you go in, like, are you going to go in?
Oh yeah.
It's like a standard wooden. They're all planked floors.
Mm-hmm.
You can see there's a staircase and almost like a balcony type of stairs going upwards that leads into another room.
Mm-hmm.
There are just huge crates lying around everywhere. There's a couple of lanterns on some fishnets. Like it's like a storage space.
Awesome. Okay, so when I look at all these crates and things, can I look at the crates and figure out what's in them? Are they just food or?
Like one of them's open. It's not hidden very well or anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to
very carefully open the door, and despite there being no one around, I'm going to pull my hood up close and try and stick to the shadows as much as possible. Using my Mask of the Wilds, using my stealth rolls if I need to, everything. I'm going to still try and be super stealthy. I'm going to make my way up to that crate, and I'm just going to have a little peek inside.
It looks like a lot of dried herbs and stuff. So dried herbs, pickled fruits and fish and like salted fish. So it looks like stuff that is going to be sent across the seas, but also just sort of pretty standard stuff to feed sailors.
Okay.
On a long trip.
So as I look around the warehouse, can I see anything locked away, like behind a locked door, sort of thing?
You see the door up on top of the balcony, which looks like I guess you'd see it almost like an office type thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to sneak my way up there, and I'm not going to stand up next to any windows or anything. I'm just going to sneak along the corridor towards the door, listening intently.
Okay, you don't really hear anything. You hear like from outside. You can hear like laughter from people having a whale of time out there. But otherwise, no, you don't really hear anything.
Okay then. In that case, he'll very, very slowly and quietly he will take a rag that he's bound to have about his person somewhere, hold it in his hand, cover the door with it as much as he can, and just gently turn the handle to see if it's unlocked.
It is unlocked.
Excellent. He will use the rag to open the door very slowly and just peer around.
Okay, so what you see in there is a completely empty office. There's no one in there. The walls are lined with bookcases. There's a big desk in the centre of the room which has got an unfinished like dinner on it, but it's cold. It's really cold.
Okay.
There is a candle that is burnt all the way down. There's papers all over the table, and then there's just piles of, I guess what you deem as like rubbish, like things that have been
Any,
chucked and
like-
discarded.
Can I spot any? I'm looking for safes, shipping dockets, lock boxes, dock registers.
You do see a gold chain with like just like it's almost like a solid like nugget of gold, like which is strewn across the papers on the desk. Like someone's left in a hurry and just gone. Whoop! I'll come back to that later.
Okay. Can I investigate that and see whose it might be?
Okay, go for it. It just seems like another form of payment, not like anything, but it is wealth. It's heavy. This is gold.
Okay, so if I think this has come from someone wealthy, I'm just going to slip it into my pocket.
You do that. Underneath it are some documents about transport of goods.
Mm-hmm.
You can see at the bottom is a seal. However, it's been like smudged, so you can't really see what the seal is of. But it does detail on saying how they must move the cargo under cover of night.
Excellent. Can I make a copy of that?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a
You just
copy
find
word
paper
for word.
anywhere, or
and
if you've
make a
got it
copy.
with you.
And then if it gives any information about the cargo, maybe I don't know what kind of boxes it's in, or serial numbers if they have that advanced a system.
It just is very vague. It literally just says cargo.
Oh, shit.
That's super big.
That's really
Cargo.
fucking vague. Well, I got your turnips. I bought them overnight. Okay. In that case, he will cover his tracks. He'll make sure that everything he has touched or anything is replaced the way it was. Then he will take his rope and, if he can, get into the rafters.
Okay. As you're covering your tracks, you hear something get knocked over
Where from?
from behind you,
What
like
do you
nearer the
mean?
bookcases. So where there's piles of like rubbish type stuff.
In the room where I am.
In the room where you are.
So hang on a minute, when you say behind me...
So like, say you're at the desk. You're
Okay,
covering
hang
up
on,
your
I
tracks.
need to see this room. So I'm walked in through the door.
You've walked in through the door.
Yep.
All the walls are lined with bookcases
Yep.
and random like empty boxes and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a desk in the centre.
I've walked up to it
Good.
from the door with the door behind me,
Yes.
and I hear someone knock over something behind me where the door
Over
is.
behind you. There are like obviously there's bookcases and books on the floor piled up, and you know. And you hear like a little yelp, and then someone go really, really quiet and knock over some more.
I am going to quickly slip the locket around my neck, remove my hood, and if there's like a hat or anything around on the desk, or any sort of personal item, I'm going to stick it on and turn around like, "What are you doing in my office?"
You hear like a little yelp and a cry of like a child who just bursts into tears at being shouted at, and she cries, just, I'm really sorry. I didn't know this was your room.
What are you doing here?
I don't know. Like I was sent here, and then
He's
and
gonna
then
grab her by like the scruff and pick her up.
she
Like,
cries.
who
like,
sent you?
And she just bursts into tears.
He's gonna shake her.
Like absolutely bursts into tears.
Shake, 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 shake.
And she is just. She
Not how
is-
you speak to women.
she-
Who sent you?
You have scooped up what looks like a 5-year-old girl who is. She already looks like she's been crying. She's like a little street urchin type looking girl. She's, I don't know. I just didn't want to be. I didn't want to be with them anymore, so I ran in here and I thought it was safe, and I didn't want to go with them.
Okay, he'll set her down.
She is
And
like
he'll soften.
wide-eyed.
He'll
like,
soften a little bit, and he'll be like, "Okay, I won't harm you. You are safe here."
I don't feel safe.
That's probably for the best.
You've done it now.
Who are they?
The guard, the men with the cargo, the men that are shipping the boxes.
Can you repeat that last line?
The men that are like moving the boxes and putting it all on the ship. I don't want to be a part of it.
Yes, I suspect that's probably wise.
I don't want to go.
Is she a human?
Sorry?
Is she a human? Is she an elf?
Yeah, she's a little human. In fact, she's sort of noticed you, but she's like, "You're an elf. Do you have magic powers?"
And he will.
And she's sort of like, she's like, almost like reaches out, like she wants to touch your ears, but
and
she
he's
won't.
gonna say, right. Yes, I do have magic powers, and I'm about to cast a spell on you. I am going to cast a spell of darkness over you.
No, please don't. They did that last time.
For as long as you wear this cloak, no one will be able to see you. You will run to the orphanage, and I will give her...
I can't go back there. They're the ones who gave me to them.
You will run... Does he know any kindly women in the city?
No.
He's been in the city for 30 years. I mean, he's got to know at least... Like someone who does the laundry for the magpies. Anyone.
Well, yeah, you know people like that, but...
Maybe someone... I mean, he's got a really syrupy voice. Maybe someone he was a little bit sweet on.
He's probably charmed quite a few women.
Yeah, I'm thinking an older woman.
Yeah.
The older sort of woman that he'd probably charm for a meal rather than anything untoward.
Okay.
And what I'd like to do is say, I would like you to go to this address, and he'll give her a map. Or
I
just...
can't read.
Here, I'll give her. Okay, you know the Diamond Quarter.
I do, but I've never been there.
Yes, that's fine. You will go into the Diamond Quarter, and you will find a stall selling vegetables.
In the Diamond Hall.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. You will find a stall selling vegetables. It's the only one in the Diamond Quarter. Hence why it is noticeable.
He'll just offer you the dice.
Of course she is.
I'll do it.
Opposite the vegetable stall
Yes.
is an inn with a kindly woman named Agatha behind the bar. You will go there and you will tell her that I sent you and that she is to give you a meal.
Agatha.
Agatha.
What does she look like?
She is the innkeeper. She'll be the one waving a wooden spoon and people will be jumping at her every word.
She doesn't sound very nice.
Oh, she is the nicest woman you would ever meet.
Like she's like really like like thrown back by that, and she's like, "Thank you. How do I get out?"
And what he will do is he will show her to the back door. It's not going to have been 3 hours yet, so he's going to show her to the back door and get her to run off that way.
Okay, she said.
Keep that cloak around you, show no one your face, and the spell shall last all the way to the inn.
She sort of smiles at you and she's just like, "What's your name?" You've been really kind to me, so
Like I said, dear
I'll
child,
tell you mine.
tell her that Aelar sent you. My name is Aelar Galanodel.
She holds out her little hand and she's like, "My name's Helly."
And he's going to let the act melt a little bit. He's going to be like, the next time you meet me, I may speak a little differently. Be prepared for that.
But you'll remember my name, won't you?
Say it again.
My name's Helly.
Helly?
Helly.
Who the hell named you, child?
My older brother.
Oh, I meant who the hell?
My name is Aelar.
I meant who the hell? I'm gonna try and make a joke out of it. Like who
she's
the,
really like.
Who the helly named you, Helly? Who the helly? Persuasion.
She looks like she's been through a traumatic time. She's not having any of it.
Persuasion 12.
Twice.
I'm just gonna get some aloe vera on
Nothing
that.
Is
Oi, get off!
Has she got another one?
Yeah, she got the one just dropped.
is Agatha also a healer?
You need healing?
Well, yeah, they put this thing on me that really burnt and it hurts.
And
And
they've branded you, child.
Well, yeah, and she literally pulls down her shoulder and you see where she's been freshly branded and there's a magpie there. Oh.
You eat some dirty shit.
Wait, was that a mark here?
Yes, the mark.
Oh.
I don't have a mark like this, do I?
You have a tattoo. She has been branded.
A very hot
So it's like a hot iron has been printed into her skin. And you can see it's red raw, it's blistered, and it's not nice.
Infected.
Stay at the inn. I will call for you later.
You'll come
I
back.
will have need of you.
Because my
do
brother
not-
didn't come back.
Do not worry about this mark. It will heal in time. I know it's sore. I know it's sore. Tell Agatha and she'll give you something cold to put on it. But just stay... Oh, fuck. Wait here a minute. He's going to turn around, go in, lock the doors, turn around and like, for God's sake, come with me and don't dawdle.
Oh, okay. Like,
And he's
so
just
I can't. So you don't want me to go to Agatha?
No, forget Agatha. Who's Agatha? Come on.
And she like shuffles behind you, like in a hurry.
And if she's dawdling, like
She's not
Aelar's...
dawdling. She is at your heels, like.
Good. Then Aelar will walk like a man on a mission. I'm assuming he's going to have gained a large billowing cloak from somewhere, and he's going to look
Basically,
like...
Looking like almost Batman-esque, I guess.
Not even Batman-esque. He's going for like just billowing cloak. Get out of my way, peasant!
Yeah.
Sort of.
Okay, are you right? So there is another door in the room. I don't forget that.
Oh no, we've
Look
left.
out.
We've left. I was taking her to the back door, and I'm dropping that now, and I'm just taking her back to the Magpie headquarters.
Okay, you're taking her back there.
Yes.
Okay. So you arrive there.
Okay, I'm going to tell her. So I assume, I assume that as a thief, we all know our own sneaky ways into our own dorms, and I'm going to sneak into my dorm, and I'm going to place her there, and I'm going to literally grab some like beef jerky that I have around for snacking. I'm gonna be like, right, sit down, eat this, shut up.
Okay.
Say not a word.
I did.
Not a word.
Sorry. And she just like takes the beef jerky and is like, but
Stay
doesn't like
here.
take her eyes off.
And
of
I'm
you.
going to first of all lock my secret entrance to my dorm,
Mm-hmm.
and then second of all lock the actual door to my room so she cannot get in and she cannot get out.
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to march to Farah's office, room, dorm.
It is dorm room basically. He has his own room because he's a higher up. He's not head of the Magpies, but he's like. Oh my god!
That's gonna be there.
It is still nighttime, I'm assuming. So like, you hear like a stumble as he obviously gets out of bed. He's thrown on his coat to keep warm, and he opens the door and he's like, "Aelar?
Farah, what the hell is going on?
I don't know. You're the one knocking on my door at this
I'm just going to
godforsaken
grab
hour."
him, pull the door shut behind me, push him into the room and be like, who sends children that don't return branded with magpies out to do our dirty work?
What?
You
What
heard
are
me.
you talking about?
Farah, can I trust you?
Of course you can trust me. You've known me since.
Insight checking the fuck out of him
Okay.
right now.
Get him, get him. Oh.
Bollocks. I've got an 8.
Oh,
Fail. Plus what?
you trust him.
Next 2 dice.
He's trying. He genuinely looks confused. Like he's like, what are you going on about?
Come with me. There's no time to get dressed. Come with me.
And he's just like,
I have my.
fine. Like he doesn't care, to be honest. He's just like, he is very, like I said, he does hold himself very well. So he
I've
strides
probably
behind
learnt
you.
from him and emulated him.
You
so
were probably copying a lot of what you've learnt from him.
Yeah. So I'm going to march him to my room, where I'm going to unlock the door and show him this girl and get the girl to explain to him exactly what she explained to me and show him the brand.
Okay. He is a really kind person, so he sort of kneels down to her height and he's like asking her how did you get there, and got him to show him the brand and everything like that. And he says, we need to get her to a safe spot because they are gonna wonder where she's gone. If he's any sort of good businessman, he would have catalogued. Like, he's pulled you aside to say this. They're like, he will have catalogued how many of these things. So are we to understand that the cargo is children?
I don't know, Farah. Is this one of ours? Why is she branded with a magpie?
I cannot tell you.
Come on, man. You're part of the council. You must know.
I'm not an authoritative figure on the council. I run errands for them. I bring new recruits. I don't know what this is.
Can you find out?
I can try.
Come on, man. Can you find out or not?
I'll find out.
Because this is the sort of thing that breaks allegiances, and you know that.
Of course I know.
This can't sit well with you either.
Magpies are tight. I don't even know if this is really associated with us. What if this is someone trying to frame us for something?
Of course it could be, but
we value life.
We have to be aware of the possibility that someone is acting in an untoward manner, or a group of people that are keeping us in the dark. We cannot assume just because we believe that our core values are being upheld by ourselves. We can't just assume that our belief in them extends to all of our members.
He sort of says, like, I understand what you mean.
She can stay here until you find somewhere better for her.
She can't stay here. She needs to go now. They're branding with the magpies, and the magpies have taken her. What the hell do you think that's going to make it look like? You've brought a child who has disappeared under mysterious circumstances, branded with our symbol, and you have brought her to the headquarters.
Yes, I see your point. Where would you have me take her?
Somewhere safe, somewhere they're not going to... We don't know how much they know of us.
There is a pub in the Diamond Quarter. Agatha's place.
That's a fabulous woman.
Yes. The roast beef is especially good.
Oh.
I will take her there.
I think that would be good.
Could you do me a favour? Could you head down into one of the new recruits' dorms and make a commotion about a child being around?
I could do that. To what end?
Just so they don't look for me.
Consider it done. And he literally just turns and walks out.
And I'm going to sit there and say, now, we are going to play a counting game. We are going to count to 150.
Don't think I've ever done that.
Brilliant. We'll do it together. Maybe you'll learn something, child.
Okay.
Now, we're going to count. And whilst we're counting, you are going to be ready to go back out the way we came. And we're going to go and see that lovely woman Agatha that I spoke about earlier. Do you remember?
Who does the roast beef?
She does the lovely roast beef.
Okay.
Now then, I'll start, then you do the next number, and if you stumble, I'll help you. 1.
2.
And we'll...
It continues.
Yeah.
I'm not going to count to 150. As much as people like story, I don't think these people are going to watch that. Okay, so what you'll end up at the pub with Agatha?
Yeah. We're going to sneak out and up, and we're going to probably take. If I know ways which avoid the streets, rooftops, back alleys.
Yeah, no, you sneak her all the way there. You know this city like the back of your hand.
Yep. So I'm going to sneak her there. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to. It's probably quite late. Agatha's probably quite busy. So I'm going to go in and take a table and wait for her to notice me.
Okay. She spots you straight away. Like,
of course she does.
She's just like, and then like she hurries over to you. It's like she's like, is it the usual?
Oh, Agatha, always the usual from you.
Oh, fantastic! Your wonderful man Farrell was in earlier this morning.
Of course he was. What man can resist the charms of this place, Agatha?
And she's just like...
But now, please, the usual for me, but please, we have a little one here who could use a roast beef and some special attention, Agatha.
Of course. What? And who is this little one? And
This is Helly.
hello. Like she's just
Hello.
not really. and
Perhaps, Agatha, we could talk in one of your private rooms.
of course. And she sort of.
No, Agatha, one of your private rooms, not anything else.
And she sort of takes Helly by the hand, like, this way, darling, and then busses off to like the office.
Yeah, I'll follow her and I'll talk and I'm gonna start explaining. Agatha,
Yes.
there has been some altercations with the magpies.
Wonderful.
Well, not as much as you might think. Not our usual kind of altercations. Though we do have much fun when we can. This young girl has been branded with the symbol of the magpies.
Branded,
Yes.
as in like
the
a
burning
cow?
rod like a cow. I
Oh,
believe.
and then she turns
Shh,
immediately.
Agatha, don't upset the girl. She's at the moment she's quiet. We don't want her to start wailing again. I believe she was about to be sold into slavery, put onto crates, moved at night, put on the
Slavery.
boats.
We don't do that sort of thing here.
We don't hear, but that's why they would have loaded her onto a boat, Agatha, and he's gonna like just nudge her cheek.
And she just slaps him away.
I thought I was in quite good with that.
No, you are, but it's more of a. Don't be silly.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I'm not a child.
Now then, Agatha, can you take care of her for us for a little while?
She looks at Helly and she's like, "Oh, of course I can." Like trying to be really sort of mumsy with her.
Perhaps we could keep it on the down low. Perhaps just another scullery maid that you've
I'm in need of a washer of dishes.
Now, Helly, does that sound like a job for you? A washer of dishes, and Agatha here will feed you her best roast dinners every day. And with that, he holds up his coin bag.
Helly is just like, looks like she's struck gold. Like she's like, okay. Like,
Now, you'll have to work hard.
I always work hard.
Now, Agatha doesn't allow any slacking.
I don't snack.
And if you're caught slacking, you'll get the rough side of her spoon.
Like she looks up at Agatha and Agatha's like holding her spoon. Like, and she's just like,
But work hard, and you'll have roast dinners every day for the next until you can look after yourself.
but I'll see you again.
Of course you
Because
shall.
you look like my
Have you?
Agatha.
Do you, Agatha? How often
Oh.
am I in this establishment?
A little too often, I won't lie. Not at my, I will have you here anytime.
Well, then I guess I should just have to go over the road, Agatha. Joking, but
Fine.
as if I could.
Okay,
I'm going to go back and see what Farrah's uncovered.
okay. You've been away for like 3-4 hours, I'm sort of.
Yeah, I've been away for a while.
You want to make sure Helly settles in almost.
Oh no, he won't. He probably won't care.
No, but
Agatha
you've
can
had
look
to
after
talk over
Oh,
with
okay,
Agatha
yeah.
and everything like that.
it. Mhm.
Okay, you arrive back and the headquarters, as it were, is completely empty.
Ah, fuck. So he's going to activate what I call stealth mode. Mask of the Wild. Stealth rolls.
Yeah, you
Hood
are
up, mask on.
ninjaing it.
The cat's just found the computer. Wait.
There you go.
I'm going to go to the council chambers.
Okay.
Can you stop her from playing with the wires on the PC? Otherwise, we might all go down.
Okay, so you head to the council chambers. There is a huge table strewn out across where the council normally sit with chairs, you know, all like been knocked over and whatever. On the floor is painted a huge symbol. It is smeared because it is painted in blood, and Farrah lies dead at the centre of it.
And what is the symbol?
The symbol is, it's a bit odd, it's a bit difficult to decipher. It's like 3 circles, and there is an old language in the centre of it. And he has been branded with a mark. He's been burnt himself with the same mark that Helly was branded with, but he is dead. His throat has been slit, and he just lies there.
First of all, I'm going to look around for traps or ambushes.
There's nothing there. This looks like a place that's literally just been abandoned.
Then he'll kneel beside Farah.
Mm-hmm.
Close his eyes if they aren't already closed.
They are closed now. You've closed them. So.
Old friend, you were good to me. I'll try and pay that kindness forward. At least I don't owe you that first dinner anymore. And he'll sort of nod, quickly search his pockets, because he'd do the same to me.
You find the jeweled dagger that first attracted you to him.
I will take that jeweled dagger and I'll wear it proudly. And then I will leave the city.
And that's where we leave you.